Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your Mentors Club call for Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Please have a note and pen and paper ready because there's going to be great information shared about the health insurance and all our amazing products. We have one of the executives on with the company. Make sure you take great notes. This will be recorded as well. We will get started in approximately 1 minute. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Savings Highway Mentors Club call for Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. My name is Jeb Tyler, and I could not be more excited to speak to each and every one of you this evening about Savings Highway, but we have an amazing product presentation about our new health insurance that you are absolutely going to love. And we have the Vice President of Global Sales with the company on the line tonight. So I could not be more excited for you to hear the information. It's a brand new product, brand new to Savings Highway. This is going to really help a lot of people with discounted health coverage. It is a form of health coverage. I believe it's not insurance, but Russ will give you all the details. So please help me welcome to the call Mr. Russ Miller. Russ, are you on the line? All you got to do is unmute, Russ.
Well, yeah, that makes it easier.
There you are. Looking good, Russ. Take it away.
Thank you, Jeb. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Welcome, everyone. Appreciate you spending some time with us this evening. As Jeb said, I'm with Free Market Administrators. We're a third-party administrator, and we work with Savings Highway to bring health insurance products and health products to your team. So anybody that is a member of Savings Highway Global is able to take advantage of these products. What makes them unique is the fact that what we've done is we've been able to get Savings Highway treated as a group. So by you being a member of Savings Highway, you now belong to that group, and you're able to access these health products that otherwise might not be available to you based on the fact that you're a 1099 individual distributor. And so therefore, being part of the group, you're able to take advantage of these products. So I'm just going to jump right in for time's sake. I'm going to share my screen here.
Yep, you can share it.
All right. All right. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right. Awesome. Let me minimize some of this stuff here. All right. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is the Atlas Health Plans. And these are, again, through Free Market Administrators, FMA benefits, and available to you being part of Savings Highway. So this product is through an association called National Combined Benefits Association, otherwise known as NCBA. And everybody that becomes a member of this health plan, regardless of which level you get access to all of these great benefits here just for being a member of the health plan. So I'll point out a couple of them that are pretty popular. One is an air ambulance benefit. So for like a care flight type thing, each person in the household is covered for up to $7,000 for air ambulance transportation. That's going to get you to the closest facility in the event of an auto accident or anytime that you would need to be evacuated. And then we've also got this worldwide travel assistance. So if you're traveling anytime more than 100 miles from your home, you've got access to this as well. I do know that part of Savings Highway is the travel, so I know that most of you probably travel a lot. Hopefully you do, and so it offers some great things here. One of the big one is like dependent child assistance. So if you're traveling abroad and you got a young child with you and something happens to you, they'll have a chaperone bring them back to the nearest relative. So there's just a lot of neat stuff there. So digging into the health plans, the Atlas health plans, I have a side-by-side comparison here. There's 4 different plans: primary care, basic health, enhanced health, and supreme. So when you start with primary care, this is going to be your least expensive option, but it's also going to have the least amount of coverage. And when you get to supreme, it's going to be the most expensive option, but it's got the most coverage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go through these a little bit here. I'm going to tell you everything that's the same on all the plans, and then just point out what's different as you move up the ladder, going from primary to supreme. So all of these plans, again, this is a group insurance plan that's been written to Savings Highway Global, and it uses the PHCS network, primary healthcare system. It's one of the largest networks in the United States. They have over 500,000 providers that are available in their network. So finding a provider in network usually is not an issue. Now, if you live in a rural area, there are also some provisions in there. If you're over 50 miles from the closest doctor, you can see any doctor at that point and be considered that you were in network. So then we go to preventative and wellness is the next. Now that's not covered on the primary care, but it is covered on the next 3 plans. So that's just like an ACA plan, Blue Cross, Cigna, Aetna, something that you might be familiar with. You go in, you get your annual physical, you don't pay anything. It's covered 100% by the insurance company. Each of these plans has telemedicine embedded into it, unlimited consultations for everyone in the family at no cost. There are also 3 behavioral visits, so you would be able to speak with a licensed clinician. It's certainly not a replacement for a therapist, but it's just somebody to talk to if you need that. Each person in the family gets 3 of those at no cost. So now when you get to the in-office visits, on the primary care here, you'll see that there's $25 copays, unlimited, but you do have to call the telemedicine first. After that, if you still need to go see a doctor, you can then do so for $25. Once you get into the higher plans, you don't have that restriction where you have to call telemedicine. Unlimited on the basic at $35, and then when you get over here, the copays go down to $25 and $15, but you'll see that the visits are limited to 8 and 10, and that is per person per year. So then on specialists, it's not covered on the primary care, but on basic, it's $75 copay, unlimited for specialists, and then 50 and 25 on the top 2 plans here, and those are combined with the other visits. And then for urgent care, telemedicine required, again, $50 copay, unlimited trips to the urgent care, $85 copay here, unlimited. You get 2 on the enhanced and 3 on supreme, but those copays are really, really low. So typically an urgent care is a couple $100. So to being able to go 3 times for $35 or twice for $50 or even unlimited for $85 is a really great benefit. So when you get into the next section, so this is going to be your labs, your CT scans, and all the diagnostic type of services. When you get into these, the primary care plan, you'll notice, does not cover those, not covered, and it's not designed to. The primary care plan is just for somebody that wants to see a doctor, get a prescription filled, talk to a doctor on the phone, and you might be on a serious budget, and that's all that you can afford, and that's fine. And that's the reason that we do that. So we kind of graduate those plans up. So you'll see here, there's co-pays. I won't bore you with all the details, but you'll see there's co-pays for each of these. So you need to have a lab, you pay a copay. One thing I did skip over real quick, I guess I skipped over it because it was 0, if you'll notice here in the very top, the deductible is 0. So none of these plans have a deductible. And so the way that we can do that is through copay. So it's just a little bit of a different way to look at health insurance. So this is pretty neat here. I want you to look down here. So when you see like hospital inpatient room and board, again, not covered on the primary care. Once you get past the diagnostics, the basic doesn't cover that. But look here. So if you were in the hospital for 5 days, and you had a surgery, let's say, you would pay $350 for those 5 days of being in the hospital, and then another $350 for that surgery. So you can imagine if you were in the hospital for 5 days and you had a surgery, you would probably have a $30, $40, $100,000 bill. You're paying $350 on the copay. The only time you would ever come out of pocket outside of that is if you maxed out today. So if you're in the hospital for a 6 day, you'll get a bill for that 6 day, and I'll explain how that works in a second. And then when you jump up to the Supreme plan, you actually get 7 days and 3 surgeries. So again, more coverage, same copay, just better coverage. So one thing on the Enhanced and Supreme, because they do cover hospitalization and surgery, one thing to know here is that the most you would be out of pocket on the Enhanced plan after you exhausted those copays, and then you got that bill that I spoke of, at that point, you would pay that, but the most you would be out of pocket is $8,550 or $17,000 as a family. Doesn't matter if there's 2 of you or 10 of you in your family, everybody would work toward that $17,100 out of pocket collectively. Once that's met, then everybody in the family is met at 100%. And you would not have to pay anything else. And then on the Supreme plan, it's lower. So $5,000 on an individual is your max out of pocket, and $10,000 for a family, which this is typically better than the Affordable Care Act. The Affordable Care Act is usually more in that $8,500 range per person and $17,000 for a family. Excuse me, losing my voice a little bit here. In addition to that, there is treatment for home health care. You'll see here, chemical dependency. There is no maternity on the Enhanced plan, but there's really good maternity coverage on the Supreme. So if you thought you might want to get pregnant and have another child, you might definitely want to consider the Supreme plan. And then one thing that makes all of our plans great is we use a patient advocacy program. And what this is designed is just to help you get the most out of your benefits. So whenever you need to use your benefits, you have somebody you can call. You can call them, they can recommend where to go, what to do, what not to do, to be able to keep you from ending up with large bills that aren't covered. And then on the prescription coverage, there is just a discount on that primary care plan, but any of your ACA compliant prescriptions, your generic prescriptions are be covered at 100%. And then once you get into the top 2 plans here on non-preventative, so to be like blood pressure medication, cholesterol medication, things like those, heart medication, if it's a tier 1, so that's going to be typically your generics that usually cost $4 or $5, you don't pay anything for those. And then once you get into your non-preferred generics, it goes up a little bit, $10 copay, and then $30 for name brand, and then $50 for non-preferred name brand. So you'll notice there that the copay just kind of goes up as you have a more expensive drug. So on the on the first 2 plans here, again, remember there's access to doctors, but no hospitalization and surgery. That's why these rates are so low. So a single person, $119 on the primary care, up to $245 for the family. The basic is $235, up to $499 for a family. So then when you get into the next 2 plans, the Enhanced and Supreme, I can tell you right now, most people are choosing either basic or Enhanced for some reason. I don't necessarily know why. That's just typically what we've seen. The biggest difference between the Enhanced and Supreme, again, is that maternity benefit. So if you have the Enhanced plan and you get pregnant, the insurance company or the insurance policy will not help you. So again, something to remember, if you're thinking about maybe having a baby, you definitely going to want to look at the Supreme plan. So if you look here now we go by ages. So 18 to 39 and 40 to 64, pretty simple, just two age bands. It's the oldest member in the family. So if you're all in that 18 to 39 range, this is the rates that you're looking at per month for that enhanced plan. And then if you're over 40, it would be the rates over here. This is an individual plus spouse, plus the kids or the whole family. And then on the Supreme, you can see here, $525 for 18 to 39, $579 for 40 to 64, and then on from there with the for the rest of the family. And
Hey,
yes,
Russ, when it comes down to family members, I don't know if you said it, but is there a number, husband, wife, two kids, 3 kids?
No, there really isn't. It's just when you get the family, it's just going to be the employee, the spouse, and at least one child. So once there's 3 of you, member, spouse, and one child, then you go into that family bucket. But it doesn't cost any more if you have 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids, 5 kids, right?
Gotcha.
And then if it's just the Savings Highway member and their children, then they would fall into this bucket here. Again, one price of whether it's 1 child or 6 kids.
Got it. Okay. And
Question, Cornell?
And if you can go back up to the top in regards to it only is, well, let's go down to the hospital stage.
Okay.
So if a person had the next to the enhance, what's this one?
The enhanced is right here.
Yeah, the enhanced plan,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they had, let's say, outpatient surgery. This is their second one. They would just have to pay out of pocket for that second one.
Yeah. Well, actually, you'll see. Where's outpatient? Yeah, so the plan covers 2 surgeries, up to 5 days in the hospital and 2 surgeries. So if you had
That's
2
inpatient, right?
Yeah, and then I'll have it doesn't mention outpatient surgery, which is,
well, it's the next one down. Go down, keep going right there. Outpatient hospital or freestanding.
oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was looking at this one for the chemical rest. Yes, you're right. Okay. Sorry.
And so let me ask this. So let's say they have another one. Will the company that helps facilitate, like discounts to kind of lower the cost because they've already used up their limit of one, that advocate program, will that try to come in and kind of help?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that you'll have is you'll be able to see the different doctors in the area, what they charge, how well they're rated. Most of them work like on a 5-star system. So does the doctor you want to see, do they have 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars? And then you can even see what that average price is. And then again, by going in the network, you're also going to get that network discount. We've all seen that. We've all gotten a hospital bill for, $50,000. And then it says, no, insurance says, no, you can't charge 50. You can only charge 22. And then, your co-insurance is applied, your deductible, your co-insurance and that kind of thing. And then you're left with the amount that you owe. So this plan works the same way. So there's the allowable rate is what it's called. So if a surgery was $10,000, the doctor said, hey, it's 10,000. The network rate might be 6,300, or it's always going to be less than whatever the doctor charges. And then once you pay that is what goes toward this out-of-pocket maximum. Once that's met, once you're out of pocket $8,550, now you don't have to pay anything else, because now everything is covered by the insurance company at 100%.
But you still are limited to that 1 limit, 2 limit, 3 limit, 4, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you're limited for the copay aspect, right? So think about that same $10,000 surgery. If you just needed one, you're getting in and out of surgery for $350. So I mean, that's kind of the attraction of this plan, is the fact that we all can have, need a surgery at any point, right? You don't know. If we had a crystal ball, we would know, but we don't. So you never know when you're going to need a surgery or hospitalization. But typically hospitalizations are usually 2 days on average, 1 to 2 days. Now we see the 4, 5, 6, 7 day hospitalizations, they happen. But again, those are more of the exception than the rule. And so this plan is really designed to kind of help out with that. If it gets worse and you have to be in the hospital longer, you still have that coverage. But now you run out of those low dollar copays, and then it goes again up to start satisfying this bucket. So instead of having a deductible that you meet first until the insurance pays it all, there is no deductible. You use these copays, and then if you've exhausted the copays, then you're paying out of pocket until you meet that $8,550 deductible. A lot of
That is awesome.
Yeah, a lot of those Affordable Care Act plans have a $6,000 or $7,000 deductible.
Yeah.
Meaning that it doesn't pay a penny of your health care until you are out of pocket that amount. If you're ever out of pocket this amount, that's just the worst case, right? Because you've already been able to take advantage of the copays to be able to save money. So again, no deductible, need a knee surgery, $350.
Wow. In most of the ACA plans, you got to meet that deductible for kicking. They may allow you to go to the doctor for like a $50 copay or something like that. But if you have to go get, x-rays, blood work, yeah, you got to pay that out of pocket until you reach that deductible.
That's right. So, and most people never reach it, right? So all that you do is you just continue to pay out of pocket because you never meet the deductible to get your insurance to kick in. So that's why we designed the plan this way with $0 deductible. Hey, let's give you that's called first dollar benefits. Let's let you use your insurance, go to the hospital, go to the doctor, go get an x-ray, whatever it is you need. You've got benefits from day one.
Wow. Now, what about pre-existing conditions? Some people are diabetic, some people have thyroid issues. Is there a wait time for pre-existing? Is there some things, as long as it's manageable, can we still get this particular plan, or do they charge you a higher premium to get it?
No, that's the beauty of this being a group plan. That's the reason why we went to work like we did and got Savings Highway approved as an employer group. So all of your members get to take advantage of that, being part of that group, and there is no pre-existing conditions. So if you were told last month that you need to have surgery and you signed up next month, you can just go ahead and get surgery.
Family, I don't know if y'all heard that correctly, but that is major. That is awesome. So I would highly recommend you to really take a look at this. This is awesome. All right.
All right. So and then the rest of the brochure, and this will all be available on your site. Steve and team are building this out. He's told us that probably within the next 48 hours or so, this will be live on your site. So you'll be able to go onto your site. You'll be able to look at it. I think Cornell's going to talk a little bit about that in a second. And then one of the things that we're doing is we have a team of licensed counselors that are ready to answer your questions. So what we're asking everyone to do is go to the site. We're going to have some videos on there. Watch the videos, look at the brochures, make yourself familiar with the products, write down any questions that you might have. And then when you're ready, if you have all your questions answered, you'll just be able to enroll right there yourself. If you say, man, I really would rather talk to somebody, we can do that too. So what we're going to have is we have a Calendly scheduling link. So there'll be a calendar link on there. It'll look through our team, find you the next available time slots, and then you sign up for a spot. It reserves that spot for you, and then at that point you'll receive an email back on how to proceed. So we'll certainly look forward to helping everyone answer all your questions, whatever those might be. And then I just wanted to real quick before I turn it back to Cornell for a minute, I just want to go through. We also have a second plan that we're doing, and this is also an association product. It's called MyShare. So this is it's like the Christian Ministry Sharing Programs that have been out. Some of you might be familiar with those, some of you might not. This is one of the best that I've ever seen. That's the reason why we partnered with them to be able to offer this product as well. So first and foremost, that the last question that Cornell asked about pre-existing condition, this plan does have a pre-existing condition clause. So if you've been diagnosed, taken medication for, been advised to seek treatment, actually seek treatment, or anything in the last 12 months, then that would be a pre-existing condition for the next 12 months. So just simply meaning if you needed to have surgery in that example I just said, you probably wouldn't want to jump on this plan because they're not going to let you do that for 12 months. And then after you do, I'll show you in a second real quick, but I'm just kind of go through it real quick. So this program also works with advocacy. And again, this is so important because the folks that answer your calls, they know these plans inside and out. They know them better than I do. And what they'll do is they'll tell you exactly how to use your program, what to do, where to go, how to do it, to be able to get the most bang for your buck, right? We want you to be able to have the lowest out-of-pocket possible, the best care possible, and just make sure that you know exactly how to do that. So anytime that you would need to schedule any kind of appointment, we always recommend, and you'll get all this paperwork if you sign up for this program, but we always recommend, hey, call the advocacy team, tell them what's going on, let them help you schedule an appointment, and it'll just make your life easier if you do that. So on this program, it has the $5,000, the $2,500, $1,000 option. So what those are this is a health share, so we can't say deductible, but it works like a deductible. It's called the IUA. That's you can see it here, initial unshareable amount. So the way these work is for doctor visits, you have a $25 prepay for primary care and $50 for specialist. And then there's a special benefit in here that kind of helps you get some money back. So I'm going to explain that in a second. This one also has telemedicine like the other program, that advocacy piece. I can never stress that enough. It has a RX program in it that save you up to 80% on your prescriptions, available in the pharmacies or mail order. And then all of these things are going to be subject to this IUA, which again works like a deductible. That's going to be your hospital expenses, your in and out of patient hospitalization, surgery, anesthesiologist, maternity. It does cover maternity, but there is a 12-month wait. So once you've been on the program for 12 months, then it will help you towards maternity, those labs and CAT scans that we talked about earlier, ER, and then there's even a little end of life sharing here, kind of like a final expense policy, it's called, just to kind of help with burial expenses and that if somebody was to pass away on this plan. So getting into the benefit real quick, this it uses Zion Health. This package is through BWA, Business Workers of America, and what they've done is they put about 3 or 4 different products together to make all of this work great. Zion by itself is good. The other products by themselves are good. When you put them all together, they become great, because Zion is really just more for that catastrophic stuff. It's more for the broken leg, the hospitalization, the surgery, but not so much on prescriptions and x-rays and different things like that. So that's how this whole plan kind of works together. They are nationwide. and they use a nationwide network as well. And the great thing about Zion is that there's no annual or lifetime limit to medical expenses. Most of your health shares are going to say, hey, you know, it's good up to 100,000 or 500,000 or maybe $1 million, but that's it. And then when you meet that, then they just kind of kick you off because you used all the benefits that you have set aside for your family. So that's one great thing about this. The other thing is that's really neat about Zion. If you were diagnosed with cancer or something unfortunate like that, and you had to meet that IUA, whether you chose the 5,000, 2,500, or the 1,000, you might be on this plan for 3-4 years receiving treatment for that. You will not have to pay that IUA again until you've been deemed cured for 12 months, right? So let's say you had the $1,000 plan and you were diagnosed with something pretty serious, and you know that, hey, for the next 3-4 years, I'm going to have to seek coverage. You're going to have to meet that first $1,000, but after that, until the doctor says that you've been cured for 12 months, you do not have to meet it again for that same thing. So that's kind of unique. I've never seen an insurance company or health share ever do anything like that. So that's pretty cool.
That's good.
And so then the pre-existing that I mentioned, so year one, if you have a pre-existing condition, then there is no coverage. Year two, up to 25,000, year three, up to 50, and then year 4 and beyond, up to $125,000. So the program itself is unlimited, but if you have a pre-existing condition, it's always going to be a little limited. So I'm glad Cornell asked that earlier. Maybe the Atlas plan might be better for somebody, but if you're young, if you're not young, and you're just healthy, then this is a great alternative as well. So I want to show you a couple more things here. So this is more about the office visit I was telling you about. So for on the pharmacy, tier 1 generics that cost $5 or less are available to you at no cost. And then all other prescriptions are going to be on that deep discount, again, up to usually about 80% less than what you would pay from just going to pay cash. This is more about the advocacy team. And this is all going to be available with videos on the site to be able to look at it. I just want to be able to kind of point out some of the highlights tonight for time's sake. So one of the neat things on this plan too, there's this MediChoice Group Hospital Indemnity Insurance. So that's a lot of words. What does it mean? What that means is in the event of a hospital admission, it triggers a check to you for $500. So now think about if you were hospitalized and you had that $1,000 IUA. Okay, you know you're gonna have to come out of pocket $1,000, but guess what? This insurance company is going to send you a check for $500. So they're basically paying half of it. So it doesn't matter which one you choose, 5,000, 2,500, or 1,000, you're still going to get a $500 check for being in the hospital for 1 day. And then for each day thereafter, it pays another $100, maximum of 30 days. So if you're in the hospital for 10 days, you would get a check for $1,000. And then same thing with the ER. If you go to the ER, you get a check back for 50. If you go to an urgent care, up to 3 times, you get a check back for 50 in physician's office. So the reason that they do that is because you're getting discounts when you go to the doctor. If a doctor, instead of having a $25 copay, what they're doing is, hey, you pay this $25. So you've prepaid $25 for that doctor visit. Then you'll see the doctor. The doctor will send the bill to the advocacy company. They're going to reprice that through those network discounts. They're going to send it back, and then you'll get what's known as an EOB, explanation of benefits. At that point, let's say that it was normally $125. It was going to be $90. So you've already paid $25. That leaves $65. But remember, you're going to get a check back for $50. So you got a bill now that you owe $65, but this insurance policy is going to send you $50 back, and then you would owe an additional $15. So it's just a different way to be able to get, it's a little complicated. Again, that's why you want to use that advocacy team. But once you use it a couple times, you'll get it all figured out, and they'll help you. And it's really a great program. And then it just talks a little bit about telemedicine, MRIs for discounts and that kind of stuff. So, and then I want to skip down to the rate page. So this is for the $1,000. So you can see this is priced somewhere between that basic plan that we looked at and the enhanced. So in my mind, it kind of falls somewhere in the middle as far as coverage and costs. So just something else to be able to look at here. So a family, $870, and that's in the oldest tier, that 50 to 64, $645 for a family 18 to 29. And that's what the best coverage. If you go to the $5,000 here, you'll see a family's only $470 and $645 for an older family, $200 for an individual. So it's a pretty affordable program. It's really good coverage. It's just different. And so if somebody's healthy, this is absolutely a great alternative to paying $400 or $500 a month for a plan that you might or might not use.
Okay.
So that's what I've got, Cornell. I wanted to try to get through that in 30 minutes. Almost made it.
Oh, you did a great job, man. Excellent job. All right. All right.
We can also open this for a chat if anyone has questions in the chat as well.
Okay. Got it. Well, I was reading one of the chats and Mark Centers asked a question. What exactly should I ask my physician if I want to know if he accepts this plan? And we can go with the first plan and
Okay.
second plan. So, yeah.
Yeah. So on the first plan, I need to get it to your development team. I don't believe I sent that, but there's a lookup link. So the first thing that you can do is you can actually look up the doctor yourself and do that. If not, then you'll have an ID card. So you would just give your provider, you would give them the phone number on the back of the card for them to be able to call and verify. But again, it uses PHCS, which is one of the largest and most recognized networks in the United States.
Okay. We're getting some questions in reference to over 64. These plans do not cover over 64?
Yeah, that's correct. Both of these plans stop at age 65. The Medicare world is so heavily regulated that we just kind of made a decision, at least at this time, we're not going to participate in that space. We primarily work with 18 to 64 on both group and individual plans, and there's just so much involved in that Medicare world, and it changes every year. And so unfortunately at this time, we just don't have a health product. Okay. We are working on some products that will, like, we have a telemedicine product that's available today, but I think you guys might already have something like that. And so we're always looking at things that we can add to be able to make available to folks that are over 65, but right now the health plans are 18 to 64. Okay.
All right. We answered this question, but I believe Earl, he's asking the question again. Explain the out-of-pocket of the Atlas plan for the 8,500.
Okay. Yeah. So the way that works is that that is the worst case, right? So if you went to the doctor, you have a copay. If you need an x-ray, you have a copay. If you need a hospitalization or surgery, you have a copay. And there's no deductible. So you get all that right off the bat without having spent any money. You haven't met anything. You just have those copays. When that does kick in are those limits, like Cornell and I talked about the outpatient surgery. It's maximum of one. So you have a knee surgery. 3 months later, you need to have the other knee operated on. Well, now you've already used that one copay. So now you're going to get a bill, but it's going to go through the network. So you're going to get that network repricing again, that's called an allowable amount. So we, the insurance company, will not let the provider charge you whatever they want because they have a contract that they've signed with the network. And so what that does is that contractually holds them to be able to only charge whatever that pre-approved amount is. So, and that's usually in the form of anywhere from 30 to 50% less than what they would charge. So, so if that costs you $4,000, then you have to pay that because you've already used that one copay. But then that goes towards that $85.50. So, in the event of you had a second surgery, or you're in the hospital more days, and you had a $50,000 bill, you're just paying $8,850. After that, the insurance company covers it at 100%. So that's just like a Blue Cross plan. It's just that's the most that you could ever come out of pocket. But these plans are designed not to get you there because they give you the copays to where you don't have to come out of pocket. You just pay a copay unless they run out.
Got it. Okay. John Scott, is this a commissionable opportunity? No. It's not a commissionable opportunity. These plans are only for members. Is that correct, Russ?
Yep, that's correct. You have to be a member of Savings Highway to be able to take advantage of these plans. That's right.
Right. This is a group benefit.
Yeah, we chose the lower plans as a benefit to the consumers more than getting paid on them. And it's a fine line of getting paid on it as well. So we chose to get the lowest possible for the members and stay consistent with all our other member benefits. But we are going to add other products that do pay a commission in the near future. Just health insurance can't be one of them.
Got it. All right. Well, Jeb, I think that's all the questions. We already addressed the 65 and over. And like I said, that's regulated by Medicare. And I think that's about it.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Russ, for the time. We will have another call probably in a month or two, just recapping once it's launched. It will be launched, I believe, in the next couple of days. Correct me if I'm wrong, Russ.
Yeah, and talking with Steve, we're ready, right? We're ready to go. So it's just a matter of getting your site ready. But he's working diligently to get that done. He said that within the next 48 hours it should be there. So you'll scroll down on your page, and then you'll just see a healthcare option. So you'll be able to click on that. And then once you get there, you'll be able to look at these brochures in detail. You'll be able to look at, we have some videos that kind of briefly explain the programs. And then again, we'll have that Doctor Healthcare link on there. So you can be able to do that. You can review all the prices. You can come up with whatever kind of questions you have. And again, if you already know what it is that you want to purchase for you and your family, then you're going to be able to do that right there from the site. You'll start off in the Savings Highway site, and then it'll redirect into our site to be able to finish up your enrollment. If you want to talk to somebody, there's going to be a calendar link there where you can schedule an appointment with one of our advisors to walk through specifically and answer your specific questions.
That's great. Well, I want to thank you for the time tonight, Russ. Great job. This is recorded, so it will be in the Mentors Club. So if you have any questions, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Russ, when they call the number, they can get a lot of questions answered when signing up too, correct?
We're instead of having a toll-free line, what we decided to do is to do the calendar instead, because that way everybody has a reserved time. Because otherwise what happens is everybody's on the phone, you have to leave a message. And so we found that it's better to just let folks reserve a time, because somebody will call in, all of our folks are on the phone. They may be 20 or 30 minutes. It takes us 45 minutes or an hour to call back. Now they're back at work, whatever the case might be. And then all the time zone differences. So this way, everybody can just pick the time that works best for them.
Great. Cornell, is there anything you want to say as we close?
No, Russ, you did an excellent job. And
Thank you, sir.
I'm excited about this plan because, like I said, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's
And
it's
you've been in insurance for a long time. So that's,
Yes,
wow.
yes.
yeah. Cornell and I have the gray hair. We've been doing this a long time, and like you, Cornell, I had never seen a program like this. So much so that when I first found it, I'm like, this can't be real. I mean, this is too good to be true. And so I asked all the hard questions, and it is. It's real. So that was why we decided to endorse it ourselves and put it on our platform. And it's been very successful. We've been selling it for about 90 days, and folks love it.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you. Once again, guys, this will be in the Mentors Club. Thank you, Russ. Great job. And we will see you next time.
Okay.
It will be available to everyone in the next few days. So look out for the email and the alert in the back office. Thanks so much, everyone. Thank you, Cornell.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great night, everyone.
Good night.